How's that? Yeah, look at that. Apparently, it looks like that woman's gonna get ticketed, and it seems like that dude over there is getting ticketed to $173. They're gonna get ticketed. Again, there's so many people that are struggling financially in Vancouver, one of the most expensive places in the world. I'm gonna try to save that dude from getting a ticket. Let's see, I'm gonna call him out for giving that dude a ticket. Yo, stop him, he's writing a ticket. Your partner's writing a ticket, it looks like. What? Don't do it. Your partner's writing a ticket, it looks like.
Yes.
See, now look at that. That dude might be struggling financially. It could be a mistake too. Like, why would you? Shit. See, look at that. That dude might be struggling financially, right? He might have just made a mistake and had an expired ticket or something. A lot of people make mistakes. He might be new to the country, right? Maybe he doesn't know. Maybe he isn't familiar with the transit system. Yet instead of educating him, which they're supposed to do, right? They're initially supposed to take like an educational approach. They're not supposed to jump and escalate straight into ticketing. But he's gonna ticket him $173. And allegedly, transit police and transit security, they got quotas, they got ticket quotas. They're incentivized to give out as many tickets as possible, right? Apparently they get financial rewards, right? They get bonuses, they get perks and stuff, allegedly, if they hand out like a certain amount of tickets. Metrotown's like crazy busy. Yeah, like look, they ticket everybody. They ticket homeless people. That's the crazy thing. Like most people that end up getting ticketed $173, it's homeless people, it's vulnerable people, it's students, it's people struggling financially, it's people like new to the country that might not even be familiar with the transit system, but they take every opportunity to ticket people $173. That's why it's very likely true. They'll deny it, right? If you ask like a transit cop, if you ask TransLink, like, do you guys have quotas for handing out tickets? They'll of course deny it, but it's very likely true that they have quotas for tickets, because that's why they're very eager to hand out as many tickets as possible. So apparently the guy didn't have a bus ticket, right? A $5 bus ticket, and for that he's gonna get ticketed at $173. And if these tickets, if they're not paid in 1 year, it goes up to $273, and it could like affect somebody's credit score. If somebody wants to get their license, like it could affect them getting their license. And I just went shopping at Metrotown, right? I was doing a live earlier for like 15 minutes. That's when they first started trying to ticket people at the station, and it's been 1 hour or something, and they're still here trying to ticket people. And they're probably gonna be here for like another hour trying to hand out as many tickets as possible. And again, they get paid, these cops, most of them get paid. Vancouver police are some of the highest paid police in all of Canada, right? They get like starting pay, I think, is close to 6 figures. And yet here they are standing around. A lot of these cops, they're making close to 6 figures or over 6 figures, and they're standing around at SkyTrain stations for hours, handing out $173 tickets to homeless people, students, people struggling financially. Yeah, no, look, is that a productive use of police resources? Like really, and today there's 2 cops, right? Sometimes there's like 3, 4, I've seen like 3, 4 cops staking out SkyTrain stations, trying to ticket as many people as possible. That's not the RCMP, that's TransLink Transit Police. And see, that dude could let it go. He doesn't have to ticket that guy, right? But he's still gonna ticket him $173 because again, it's very likely they're incentivized to give as many tickets as possible. Like TransLink is a horrible, there's some good things about TransLink, but for the most part, it's a horrible company. The CEO of TransLink makes like $500,000. That's more than the Minister of Canada. Like, apparently there's 20 or something executives that make $250,000 plus in TransLink, and there's so much money that TransLink wastes. Yeah, exactly. It's transit police, transit security. It's like a sales job, right? Like sales jobs, if you make a sale, if you sell a warranty or whatever, then you get a certain percentage of that, of the amount of money or whatever. So that's what it is likely with transit police and transit security. They get a percentage of, if they hand out, let's say like 10 tickets and it's all $173, they probably get like a percentage of that. Shawnee, how's it going? Like, look at, instead of pursuing actual criminals, like violent criminals, police, they try to fearmonger, they try to claim that crime is increasing when it's actually decreasing. Instead of actually going out there and pursuing like violent criminals and stuff, here they are standing around at SkyTrain stations while making like 6 figures. And there's an affordability crisis going on right now in Vancouver too. Like so many people are struggling financially right now. There's like thousands of homeless people across Canada, thousands of people that are going to food banks and they can barely afford, thousands of people that can barely afford groceries. Like food banks are overrun right now. I think a lot of food banks, they're having trouble, I think, keeping up with demand. Like there's lineups across the block, like blocks long lineups at food banks. Like that's how much people are struggling in Vancouver right now. And it's such a callous move by TransLink and cops to ticket people $173, right? And of course, like a lot of people that take transit have low incomes, right? Or again, they're struggling financially. They're ticketing it like, again, transit should be free, right? If you do some research, there's a lot of places now in the US and other countries that have free transit, right? It could easily be subsidized. The millions of dollars that are wasted by TransLink and the millions of dollars that are wasted, you know, excessive CEO, executive pay, stuff like that. Like all of that money could easily be used to subsidize transit and make it free or like very low cost. But TransLink doesn't do that because they're greedy and they operate, it's a public service, right? It's a publicly funded public service. Yeah, but TransLink is a publicly funded public service, but they act like a for-profit like corporation, right? All they care about is profits, pretty much. It's profits over people with TransLink. But yeah, there's lots of places that have free transit. Nobody should be getting, everybody, regardless of income, should have access to public transit. It's a public service, right? Nobody should be excluded based on their income from transit. Nobody should be ticketed $173. Like, it's ridiculous that they're trying to ticket people $173. Yeah, there's some good music playing here. It's a public service And every public service should either be free. Again, do some research. If people don't know about free transit, just Google it. It can easily be found. Like, there's lots of places that have free transit, and there's so many benefits to it, and Vancouver could easily have free transit. They could do again, they could subsidize. I'll see that dude's gonna get ticketed too. They're gonna ticket a student now. They're gonna ticket a student. See, look at that. They're gonna ticket a student. They're gonna ticket students now too. They look like students. Come on, man. Like, they could easily let them go. Or maybe they know they're being filmed, so maybe they're not gonna give them a ticket. They don't want this being exposed. This is like profiteering behavior by TransLink. They don't want this being exposed, so maybe they're not gonna write him, or they are gonna write him a ticket. $173. I know, that dude's probably like, yeah. That dude shouldn't be getting ticketed. You got hit with the ticket for forgetting to scan your ticket? Exactly. There's a lot of people that get ticketed even though they just make a mistake. There's some people, like international students, they're new to the country, so they're not familiar with the transit system, so they could easily make a mistake and have an expired ticket by mistake or something, or not scan their ticket by mistake, but yet they still get ticketed. Hey Satisha, how's it going? You got ticketed when you were 12 years old? Yo, those dudes doing that. They're waiting for that dude. Their friend is getting ticketed. Come on. And it's actually, now it's actually TransLink again. Oh shit. Exactly, it happens. A lot of people that get ticketed, a disproportionate amount of people that get ticketed are homeless people, vulnerable people, and BIPOC, people of color, like indigenous people, black people, brown people. Like there's a lot of racism involved with this too. They used to have a practice called carding in Vancouver, where they would, typically the police, they've got to have reasonable articulable suspicion before they can ask somebody for ID, or before they can like try to stop somebody. But they used to try to card people. They used to try to ticket people without any reasonable grounds. They would just like approach random people and try to get their ID. And they did a study on that, like I think it was the Civil Liberties Association. And they did a study on that, and they found that it was mostly people of color, BIPOC, that were getting carded. Like they were getting carded way more than any other demographic, pretty much BIPOC. Okay, yo, I'm gonna ticket. Okay, I'm gonna film from this side. What's up? Yo, you guys want to say something? TikTok live. You got TikTok? You guys got TikTok? No, you don't have TikTok. Okay. Yo, and now it's, okay, TransLink, it should be free for everybody, but now it's actually, I believe, up to 12 years old. They can use transit for free, but there's no widely available affordable model for TransLink. It costs like nearly $200 for a bus pass. And yeah, if somebody has low income, if somebody's homeless, like there's no affordable option for that. And it's likely intentional because they're very hostile. TransLink is very hostile towards like unhoused people. It's discrimination. They try to exclude unhoused people from taking transit. Like again, right now, like see, there's people sitting on the benches at the SkyTrain station. There's some people just standing around, like on their phone or something. But if a visibly homeless person were to sit on the bench and they had like a few bags, they would likely get approached by TransLink staff telling them to leave, even though it's public property. Hey, Rain City, how's it going? There might be some mods in here, I don't know. I don't really care about modding. Yo, when I'm doing a live stream, I typically don't like pay attention to the comments, so I don't really care about modding. Yo, I know, like this is such a, and again, both of those cops are probably getting 6 figures. One of those cops, he said, I talked to him earlier when they first arrived here, like standing around trying to ticket people. He said he's been a cop for like 20 years, so he's probably making like well over 6 figures, right? And instead of going after actual criminals, here they are like giving $173 tickets to students like that guy. They're not gonna be truthful about who they ticket, right? But if they ticketed you when you're 12 years old, it's very, if they have so little compassion that they ticket homeless people who are struggling to survive, like they'll probably ticket anyone. Alright, I'm gonna go soon. I gotta go to the library for a bit, but I'm gonna do the live stream for like 10 more minutes. Mike, you walk right past that. The thing is, they'll actually try to arrest people. Let's say somebody doesn't have a ticket or somebody's got an expired ticket and there's transit police standing there and they walk past the transit police, they'll actually get violent, right? They'll actually use physical force and like try to stop that. That's how desperate they are to ticket as many people as possible. They'll actually use physical force to give somebody a ticket. So apparently that guy either had an okay, so that dude's getting ticketed $173 and it goes up to $273 after 1 year if it's not paid, and it could affect somebody's credit score. It could affect if somebody wants to get their license, it could affect that. And there's no reason, it's unnecessary to give people $173 tickets. TransLink is a public service. It should be affordable to everybody. It's funded by the public. TransLink is funded by the public. They get billions of dollars in public funding. TransLink gets billions of dollars. They recently they're gonna, I read some article that they're gonna get like $800 million in public funding, TransLink, and the CEO gets like $500,000. There's executives in TransLink that get like $250,000 plus. Like, it's a huge waste of money, and here they are ticketing people $173 during affordability crisis. There's people that can't afford food right now. It's crazy. Like there's people that are like scrounging through garbages because they don't have enough food. They don't have enough money to buy food. And yet, like people like that are getting ticketed $173. And how long does it take that dude to write a ticket? That guy's been writing a ticket for like 15 minutes. Like, how long does it take you to write a ticket? Yo, his friends are waiting for him over there. Well, either he had an expired ticket or he didn't have a ticket. But again, TransLink should be free. It's a publicly funded public service. Isn't that... It took him that long. It took him like 15 minutes to write a ticket. Yo, Surrey's pretty awesome. I'm trying to convince my family to move to Surrey. Surrey's like way better than Vancouver in my opinion. So how long? So they've been here like 2 hours, I believe. I went shopping, and when I come back, oh, they're gonna leave now? Are they gonna leave now? And again, if I wasn't filming, they wouldn't be leaving right now. They would probably stick around for another hour or something, trying to ticket as many people as possible, trying to reach that quota that they likely have. Wait, I'm gonna see if the cops actually leave or if they're just like pretending to leave. I've seen transit security, they're afraid of cameras, right? Because they don't want, this is like profiteering behavior, right? Trying to ticket people that have low income, trying to ticket homeless people, $173. They don't want that stuff being exposed, right? So sometimes like if they see a camera, they'll run away or they pretend to run away. And then they come back. Yo, that movie's gonna be awesome. Deadpool and Wolverine. Yo, that's gonna be an awesome movie. Yeah, there's no affordable amount of TransLink on purpose. Likely they don't intentionally don't have an affordable. Every single publicly funded public service, like community centers. With community centers, there's something called a leisure access pass, where if somebody, there's an income threshold, right? So if somebody makes like, let's say under $50,000 a year, if somebody, you know, if somebody is unhoused, let's say, then they can get a leisure access pass, and it's 50%. There's a lot of like, the pool is free and there's a lot of free stuff, and like a gym pass is like 50% off. That's exactly what TransLink should have, because it's a publicly funded public service. They should have a widely available, affordable option like the U-Pass or the Bus Pass program. But very likely, intentionally, they don't do that because they want to. They make a lot of money ticketing people, right? This is a big income stream for them. Like they probably make millions. TransLink probably makes millions of dollars, like ticketing people $173, right? And how do they use that money? They likely don't use it to improve transit. They probably give the CEO like another cash bonus or something. Like executives probably give themselves another a few $1,000 bonus or something. It doesn't go towards improving TransLink likely, because there's a lot of issues with TransLink too. Buses are pretty much always late. Like there's some routes that are so overcrowded every single day. Like there's barely space on the bus. Like there's a lot of issues with TransLink. Yeah, exactly. The traffic tickets are a scam too, pretty much. A lot of them, that's what I heard. Like apparently traffic cops, whatever, they've got quotas too. That's why they try to hand out like as many tickets as possible. Like, I believe there's so many scams going on. I think it's the same thing with parking tickets too. Like, I've heard stories where somebody actually pays their parking tickets and they still get ticketed or something, or they may be just a minute over, like, over the parking time limit or whatever, and just like being over 1 minute the parking time limit, and they still get ticketed. And I think it's like $100, $200. Like, there's a lot of corruption scams going on with these ticketing scams. Anyway, I'm gonna get going.